Good evening, everybody. I'm back, and we're gonna jump in and have some just some casual time here in some Elite Dangerous, just for a couple hours. Do some exobiology and some, well, mostly exobiology, but also some exploration as well. I'm on a nice long exploration loop here that I'm doing, and I decided to, along the way, do some exobiology. So I'm not too far into the loop because I found quite a few plants along the way that have some exobiology stuff to do, but you know, it's the journey, not necessarily the destination, friends. So welcome on in, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope everyone is doing well. We're all healthy, happy, and all of those things. Let's see if we can stay on the
orbital flight engaged.
The light side of the sunny side of the planet here, if we can. So I've already grabbed one of the biologicals here, but I was having some problems finding the other ones, despite the blue on the screen. So I wanted to kind of go back into orbit and come back down and reposition myself. So that is where we're at right now. And all I could say is pay no attention to the armor, the hull being at 85%. I totally didn't have a problem with some gravity on a planet. I totally didn't just, you know, slam myself down at some point. It's just rumors and innuendo. All right. Let's see if we can find some stuff here. Like, I found the one plant that was supposed to be really hard to find based on the blue areas of shading was really easy to find, but everything else has been damn invisible. Damned invisible. Visibly. What is that? Alright, so that is definitely something new. Cool. So we can go grab this. Now, I am rather regretting not bringing an SUV. Or an SRV. SUV. I guess it is a space SUV. Bringing an SRV with me. So I do have to get out and manually walk things. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. I wanted to be able to mine some stuff too if I really wanted to. And, you know, can't. In the Explorer, you kind of have to sacrifice something if you want both. So I would have had to sacrifice basically the cargo hold, and that can't really do that and have the mining at the same time, you know what I mean? So, or sacrifice the shield generator, I guess. But as I've already proven, shield generator kind of the most important thing. When you accidentally slam yourself down onto a planet, We got different species over there too, apparently. It's showing up purple instead of blue. Something else I've noticed too, which I've found rather interesting. I know everywhere that I've seen when it comes to like exobiology, they say you need to collect samples that are at least 500 meters apart from one another. And when you're on a flat ground like this, that actually does seem to be the case. However, I've been noticing in mountainous terrain that is not necessarily the case. So I'm kind of wondering if under the covers, the game kind of generates the terrain in like 500-meter chunks. And then after it generates the terrain, it needs to find a spot where it can safely spawn these biologicals. And when you have very mountainous terrain, there's not a whole lot of spots that they can spawn. And so it's kind of spawning some things at the edge of the 500-meter chunk. And so there's been several times now where I've found different species, quote unquote, like within 100 meters of one another, but in mountainous terrain. Which, on the one hand, helps out tremendously because you don't have to go all over the hell planet to find stuff. On the other hand, it's kind of weird because not everything is following, you know, what you would expect it to follow. So that's where we're at with that. I'm still not far enough away for these. Those over there have to be far enough away. They have to be, say. So yeah, I mean, this is basically going to be the stream. Is just kind of me running around, just exploring and chilling and doing exobiology stuff. We are on a long trip, so we're not going to be turning anything in today. That's for sure. And might not even be, probably won't be turning anything in tomorrow's stream either. Because the route I have plotted takes me out of, for the first time, out of the inner Orion spur. And that's going to be about, I think it's like 250 jumps or something like that. And these are like 20 light year jumps. You know what I mean? They're not the economical ones. So we're in for a while here, and I've been doing a lot of this. I mean, this is basically what I've been doing off camera and stuff. And yeah, I should really just turn around and buy, you know, like ditch some of the mining equipment and buy an SRV, and just to make life more bearable here. But I'm too stubborn. I'm too stubborn. I want to do this full trip, grabbing biology everywhere that I can grab biology, and see how much money it pulls in. Because I think my next purchase will be something to haul. So I imagine, well, there's two things I was looking at. I was looking at, number one, I was looking at an Anaconda just for the next logical step in exploration stuff, because that, I believe you can put like a big, you know, SRV bay in it that has like 2 SRVs in it. Because, you know, why not? At that point, you're uber rich, so why not have 2? One one to drive and one to look at. You know what I mean? Um, but on this at this in the same realm, I also need to at some point, like, I would like to do some hauling. So I was thinking of, like, I assume like a Type 9. And I was thinking that because I'd like to do probably some engineering stuff, which I still have not dug into the engineering things. And start to, like, engineer some better jump drives and other things. But we'll see. We'll see. There's still a whole mess of things for me to do. And I would like to get back and, planet side and shoot some aliens in the face too. I mean, or, well, I guess not aliens, but shoot other factions in the face too. I would still like to do that, on the planet side stuff. But I imagine I have to kind of navigate the power play stuff a little bit to get to that point. You know? Like I said, hope everyone is doing well. Saw there was a lot of exciting stuff about the Switch 2 came out. Was it Mario Kart World was one, and then of course the what essentially people are calling Bloodborne 2, but it was like Dawn Blood or whatever it was called. Although I was surprised to see that it's a PvPvE game and not just a single player game. And I know FromSoft is kind of dipping their toe in that with the latest Elden Ring thing, with the whole PvPvE stuff. So it's kind of interesting to see that happening. I don't know if they just are really doubling down on that because they really want to make that work, or if this is just a grand experiment. I mean, they've always had, from what I understand, some form of PvP in there, right? Like, you can get invasions and stuff, but never on like a, not massively multiplayer, but like a larger sort of almost battle royale-esque thing. So that's interesting. An interesting pivot. So we'll see how that goes. I'm kind of wondering too if they intended for that announcement to come before the Elden Ring expansion thing, that the PvPvE expand like thing for Elden Ring, because this one is kind of has more that Bloodborne vibe that a lot of people have wanted for a lot of fans have wanted for a long time. And I'm kind of wondering if that was intended to be the first taste, to get people to whet people's appetites because they wanted something, they've wanted a Bloodborne 2 or something very similar to a Bloodborne 2 for a long time. And that was kind of to grease them up a little bit, get them used to the idea of a PvPvE thing. And then they would, announce the Elden Ring one later. So I wonder if that was kind of a, if they had a different order in mind for that stuff. Not that it really matters. I mean, it's FromSoft, right? They have a locked in audience. I mean, pretty much. I just wonder if there was maybe some concern there that they would lose some of that audience if they didn't have something enticing. And I'm wondering if like maybe Nintendo delayed the Switch 2 or something, and that's what delayed that from being the first announcement kind of thing from FromSoft, or if it was always meant to be that way. It's just kind of it's not a knock on anything either way. I'm just kind of like, I'm just curious to see if that was always intended that way or not. Or maybe this is a way of, I mean, FromSoft has had, like, Elden Ring and stuff has been on Nintendo platforms before, and I think Bloodborne even was on, like, the Wii or something, right? Eventually. I don't know if it was a launch one or not. Yeah, I don't know. I was just, it's just something I was thinking about in my mind, because it would be interesting. I like to get insights on like strategies and thought processes. That's always been kind of a thing that interests me. I like to get insights on how people think, just in general, but also for like topics like this that I like, gaming and stuff that I enjoy. And that's kind of the thing, like, I wish that had been done more in, like, history classes in school and whatnot. Right? Because, like, I learned more about, like, World War II from watching a PBS special called, I think it was called Battlefield, than I did from school, right? Because in that show, they went into like tactics and thought processes and why certain maneuvers were made over others, and what the what troops were used and why, and all this stuff, and what the situation was at the time, and the weather and stuff like that. And for some reason, all of that fascinated me more than just the raw facts and figures, right? Like I'm more fascinated by, even as a kid, the thought patterns and the chess moves, as if you would, than anything else. I did see a bacteria thing around here somewhere. I think it was over this way. In fact, I saw two of them. And now I'm trying to remember where I saw them. I should have made a mental note. of the direction. I mean, it's literally I got a compass in my freaking face, and I still never make mental notes. I even got the latitude and longitude in my face, and I never make mental notes like I should. Run across things. And actually, this will be the last one I need on this planet. And then we have another planet in this system with 4 more biologicals. And I'm trying to do, even though they're repeats of, and most of them are repeats of things I already have, I still want to collect as many as I can along the way. Because I'd like to see at the end of this trip, when we finally make it back to the bubble, I'd like to see I like to see that monetary number go up. I like numbers go up. I'm a very simple man. Numbers go up, I happy. I've been watching it while I've been doing exobiology stuff off camera. I've been watching streams. I've been watching a streamer called Landale, who does pretty much exclusively RPGs, but he's got like a long running series where he's trying to do a whole bunch of RPGs. He has a timer and everything. He plays one at a time, but he plays them all the way through, And he's in the process of playing Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I think last I looked, he was at like 112 hours or something into the game. It's always fascinating to see a timer while you're doing a game. I've often thought about putting a timer up while I'm doing games, just because it's just kind of interesting to see. But I do so much off camera that it would be a real pain in the butt to keep that timer accurate. You know what I mean? Because I would have to run the timer, or at least add on to the timer after everything I do in a game, and that gets to be a bit much. And the other part of that too, the other problem with that is I don't know where the hell this was. Let's hop in the ship and fly over. I swear I saw one around here somewhere. I walked past a biology bit, and now I can't find it. But yeah, it's let's over this way a little bit more. But one of the things that holds me back from doing a lot of that, long form stuff and timers and stuff, is that I don't stream long enough. Like I stream for the most part every day, but I only stream for like 3 hours. And so if I were to do all the stuff that I do off camera, on camera, I would do I'd probably finish 1 game a year. I have a long attention span, but I don't have that long of an attention span. Like at some point, I want to move on to something else, which is why I often do a lot of that stuff off camera, like a lot of side stuff off camera, because I like the game and I enjoy the game, but I also want to keep things moving a bit. Um, you know, so we can get even more games going, especially with how many like indie games there are and getting released and all that stuff constantly. It's just like I want to dig into them. You know, I want to get to them. You know, while I'm still young and have relatively non-gray hair. Have only small patches of gray hair. Let's hop in here and do a little overview. It looks like I think the biology on here is gray colored, so that's a little bit easier. Man, off camera, I had one of those dark moons that's like practically darkness, not fully darkness, but practically darkness. And the biology blended in entirely, like completely blended in with the terrain, and it was just awful. It was just god awful. Trying to find that, because I would just have to get, because I couldn't find it from the air. I had to just get out and oh, there's one. There's a patch right there. I had to get out and just walk around, like every so often, just get out and just walk around for a bit, and then and do a scan. And that was just not fun. Not fun at all. So I'm always happy to see a patch of it where it stands out from the background.
Landing gear deployed.
I was mentioning this in an earlier stream too. There's something about this game, at least the planet side portion of the game, that I don't know if it's the sharpness or what it is, but it really starts to hurt my eyes after a while. And you see I'm wearing what are essentially blue blockers, which are supposed to, they're not prescription, but they're supposed to help block blue light. And I'm doing that mostly to try to allow my eyes to relax a little bit. But even then, like when I get done tonight, I will likely have a headache. I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's, I don't know if I have it, if I need to adjust the sharpness of the game or something, if it's, or maybe the colors, maybe I need less contrast or between the colors, or I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's there's something about it though that my eyes really do not appreciate. So there's that. I don't know if these are far enough away, but we're going to try it.
Landing gear deployed.
Really wished there was, like, you can do the composite scanner and stuff. Like, I understand why they make you get out of your ship and everything, but I really wish, like, you could just do this scanner pulse from your ship to see if you're far enough away from stuff, or to at least to make the stuff actually pop out from the background a little bit better. So you're not wasting a whole lot of time getting out, walking around on foot trying to do the same thing, you know? I thought there was a thing over here. Might have been the one I was looking at over there. I don't see anything. I wonder if it's the, I'm going to try something here. I wonder if it's the anti-aliasing that's doing it to me. Reduce any nausea with the use of head mount. Okay. I wonder, maybe the head bob, I can turn that off. I thought I had it turned off, but we'll see. Maybe I need to adjust the field of view too. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's such a narrow field of view that it's hurt my eyes that way. Yeah, that might actually be better. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe I was getting like a narrow field of view headache, maybe. I wish they would put numbers on like how many degrees field of view you're actually doing instead of just an unnumbered slider. Right? Because that's a good piece of information to have, because of, you know, I can play older games with, like, you know, 50-degree field of view and stuff like that, but not without some eye strain anymore. And I wonder if maybe that's what I was experiencing there, because I'm spending so much time on foot. Well, we'll see. I'm just trying not to blow it out to where I get like a fisheye lens either. Oh, there's one.
Landing gear deployed.
Go. I think that's it for this planet then. Let's go take a look. Four biological. Okay, that's it for that planet. And I think this one also has 4 biological, and that's the last one in here that looks like it's got any bio on it. So we'll go do this, and then we'll shove off and move on.
Landing gear retracted. Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Starting to emerge from the atmosphere and move along. You know what, too? I think I've kind of missed it, but I believe Star Trek Online this year, I think, is their 10th anniversary? Maybe more than that? I think it's 10th anniversary. And I haven't really been... I haven't been partaking in it. It's been a while since I've been on Star Trek Online. I still have a lot of, like, story stuff to do over there, too. Like, newer story stuff. It's so hard to, like, do all of these things. It's so hard to do all of the things. You know what I mean? There's just so much to grab your attention that it's hard to maintain it on any one particular thing. Alright. That's fine. I overshot. Actually, it's probably better off I overshot. Okay, let's do our surface scanner. Well, we got 4 probes we can do. So let's get it's gonna be 4, then we'll do... one right there. One right there. See where that puts us.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Damn.
Surface scan complete.
There we go. 2 probes out of 4. Okay, and to this Suck all. Okay, so most of them are all over the place except for this guy. So let's grab. We'll have that highlighted. And we'll stay like right on the line there where the sun is, so it's a little bit easier to deal with.
Orbital flight engaged.
Hey Igor, welcome on in. How are things going? How you doing? Go. All right, let's see what we can find around here. Once we get down a little bit lower. There's something right there. Let's go. Looks like we got a bunch off in the distance there too. Let's see what we can do here with this.
Landing gear deployed.
First footfall, getting quite a bit of the first footfalls, so that's kind of nice. Hopefully we'll get a decent bonus for all those. I mean, it makes sense because I would imagine a lot of people are not setting foot on every single planet they come across that has biology on it like I'm doing. They're probably just grabbing the ones that have the most in one spot. So I briefly had some PoE2 streams up. There's apparently some drops for PoE2 as well, or at least a drop for PoE2. A pet. That you gotta watch for 3 hours, which is always a bit of an ask. I don't know exactly what changed in the patch. I know that Last Epoch, and a few other, some other game I think too, like changed their release dates for their updates, so that wouldn't coincide with Path of Exile. Um, and from what I'm hearing, the patch is not necessarily grabbing people. Apparently there was like a big nerf where it's game has gotten ridiculous, like harder, depending on who you ask. I mean, it already was kind of a very slow, methodical game, and apparently it's gotten even slower, but also like your character is slower, but the enemies are faster or something like that, is what I was hearing. I don't know how accurate that is, but that's kind of the gist I was getting. So that's interesting, and I'm kind of thinking to myself, like, it was a really, like, I think Last Epoch is probably going to make out even better now, because people have people who are trying out Path of Exile, the new patch, are seemingly not too happy about it. So now they're going to be even more maybe inclined to, jump into the last Epoch thing. So I don't know. We'll see. May end up working out for them. Either way, it was a good idea for them not to be, because their audience would have been super divided. I think it was still a good idea. I mean, there's arguments to be had where it's like, you'll never find a good release date, so just suck it up and do what you gotta do. But, and it does still hurt the community, because a lot of people are upset that they, especially if they took time off from their jobs to do it, to be available for it. But may end up being a really good thing. It might end up being a gamble that really pays off for them. I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's hard to gauge, because I like Last Epoch. I haven't been back to it in a while, because I kind of hit that sort of epoch grinding phase where it was just like a lot of just kind of grinding up some gear and things. So I wasn't really, and with everything else I'm playing, it's just kind of like, well, I can come back to this. It's not a big deal. That's kind of how I felt with that, but we'll see. I don't think I'll be going back to that anytime soon, though, because obviously we still got a lot to do. We still have a long way to go with Grim Dawn. And I still have to finish Torchlight 1 at some point. And then I was hoping to look at Fate Awakened. So I was told that was a really good one that was like Torchlight, that I would probably like. And it certainly looks that way just from the videos I've seen. And even that's gotten a patch since it came out, so that'll be interesting to look at. But on top of all that, too, I got a lot of these long form games I'd like to spend some more time with, and I don't know, it's I like being a variety streamer, but it's also there's so many of these games that I like that are just either don't have an ending or are, thousands upon thousands of hours and that I enjoy, and I just worry that that could just be the entire stream, right? Like every day could just be that, just another one of those, without any end in sight, And even I need a break from them from time to time. So I don't know. I don't know, because I just reinstalled a couple games on the Linux box here. Like I reinstalled Starfield. I reinstalled Helium Rain, which is one that I definitely want to get back to, especially since I installed the community patch that someone made for it, and I actually tested it out a little bit and working pretty good. So I would like to sort of get back to that too a little bit here and maybe get that in the rotation. So I don't know. It's just I think the struggle in my brain is that I know, just from all these years of doing streaming, and also from the occasions when I look at the numbers, which are very few and far between, I know that there are people who watch streamers for particular content. And they're here for a particular game or particular, maybe not even genre, just a particular game usually. And that's it. And then they're off for other things. And there's nothing wrong with that. This is not me complaining. That's perfectly normal. That's, it's perfectly understandable. I mean, that's what you do YouTube for, right? Like there's I was doing YouTube as well, so like there's certainly YouTube series that people just enjoy more than other things. Like it's like TV series, right? You might only watch Max for one particular series and nothing else, or Hulu for another particular series and nothing else. It's like that's nothing wrong with that. But it provides a little bit of a complication for a variety streamer, because you're a variety streamer, right? And you're only one person. I am but one man, and I can only be streaming one thing at any one time. And you end up in this situation. Hey, Kane, welcome on in. And you end up in these situations where you feel like you need to cycle through a bunch of different games, A, to stay interested in the games, and B, to constantly have that audience return, kind of thing. Not that the numbers I care about, but you still want to be entertaining. You want to be mildly entertaining at least. Like a baseline of entertainment, an amuse-bouche of entertainment, of entertaining. So it's so trying to like juggle those things around and all that stuff. And I like, because I see plenty of streamers who they play Souls-likes, and that's it. They play like Zisrin plays action RPGs, mostly just Path of Exile. There's people who only play first-person shooters, or Even for that matter, Tarkov. There's people who only play like Fortnite. Although Fortnite more and more is qualifying as a variety game because there's so many different modes now in there. So I can almost understand that. Back in the day, there were people who only played Minecraft. So this is a good game. Yeah, I like. I'm like an elite. I'm finally starting to get the hang of it. So I am enjoying it. Is there another? I feel like there's another thing over here. Over there is one. Yeah. Let's grab that while we're out this far. So it's kind of like I'm always in that sort of everlasting struggle of I'd like having games like this that I can constantly come back to, but I also like having a variety of things I'm doing, and I also like to play indie games, which generally, for the most part, don't have, long form content like this. You do more ship-to-ship combat? Yeah, I'm not. I've watched some ship-to-ship combat in the game. Like some of the streamers I watch do a lot of like bounties and stuff like that, and it's okay. I honestly, as janky as it is, I kind of like the. I kind of like the combat in Star Citizen a little bit more. Although I haven't played since they did the Master Mode stuff, so I have no idea what kind of complexity that added. But I kind of like the combat there a little bit better, like the bounties and stuff there a little bit better than what I've seen. That being said, as samey as it is, I really do like the ground PvP, or not even PvP, the ground combat in this game. Like I was doing a little bit of that on the last stream, and even though you're just up against AI bots that are brain dead, it was still a ton of fun, and so I was enjoying the on foot combat. The space combat, it feels too, from what I've seen, and again, I haven't done it myself, but from what I've seen, it feels a little too, it feels more like Star Trek Online space combat, right? Where it's kind of like you've got, these big lumbering ships kind of socking each other from a distance kind of thing.
Suit fully charged.
Space trucking is fun too. Yeah, I haven't done any space trucking yet. That's one of the things I want to do. I'm really enjoying the I did some mining, and I like the mining. And I'm really enjoying the exploration stuff. Although, I really do want, the next time I do this, I really do want to use an SRV, because this running on foot is kind of for the birds. But I'm really liking the exploration stuff. Like, I like going out and just exploring things. You're just in a fighter class ship? Oh, I got you. And I guess in the smaller fighter ships, it's probably the combat's probably a little bit more dynamic than what I've seen. I've just mostly been seeing streamers that are like in the, Imperial cutters and stuff, just like socking it to everything. You know, because you know they've been probably playing the game for years at this point. You know, and I'm just starting out. I'm just a little babby. Little babby start out. Even though I've owned the game for years, I just have never gotten around to it until recently. With the colonization stuff, it started to really grab me and look interesting. You got 2 ships, a fighter and a cargo ship? Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, that's my next... My next purchase is either... Like, after I do this exploration run, it's either going to be an Anaconda, so I can do even more exploration stuff, or probably like a Type 9 for the hauling stuff. I have not done any engineering things yet either, which is something else I should do at some point. And I'm debating getting a fleet carrier, just so that I can do these long expeditions like this, where I can just maybe jump my fleet carrier somewhere and then do like an exploration thing around it, and then jump it back to civilization. I would like to do that maybe, but I know that that's like crap ton of upkeep for those, and doing it for exploration purposes is kind of rough because you got to be making tons of money, and it takes a long time to do exploration and get money for it at the same time. So that might be asking a bit much. It depends on, I guess it depends on how much I get for this run, since I'm stopping at everything and doing everything here. You know what? For this biology, it'll be easier just get in the ship and fly around to see it, because it's gray, so it'll stand out. But everything else. How much does it cost to build your own space station? I don't know, honestly. It's my understanding, I mean, it's less the credit cost and more the resource cost, because you have to do, like, if you colonize a system, you have, what is it, 20 days or something like that to complete that initial colonization. Something to that effect, like 20 days or something like that. And so a lot of people are doing like the cheapest outpost they can do, just so that they get that first outpost down. And then after that, there's no timers, so you can spend as much time as you want and build whatever you want. But yeah, the higher tiered stations and stuff are more an expense of just resources in general. I think, let me see if I can look up what it's. So, elite, dangerous, colonization. So it's, let's see. You have to purchase a claim with credits for a colonization contract. And it's for a particular faction. Colonization beacon must be deployed in that system within 24 hours. Okay. And then, okay, the beacon itself costs 25 million credits, which is not that bad. You can't claim multiple systems at the same time. Primary starport can be selected and placed in a predetermined location. Then a colonization ship arrives. You must deliver a list of items to the colonization ship, which depends on the starport type. And then once the primary starport is built, it becomes, the colonization beacon becomes a nav beacon. Okay. And then all that stuff. And then there's all kinds of mechanics around it. And then I think it's like, it must be built within 4 weeks. So that primary port has to be built within 4 weeks. And then there's all kinds of locations, ground ports, all that stuff. So it's, here's all the different things, the facilities. It doesn't tell you how many resources it needs. But I'm pretty sure it's a lot. Like if you do a what is this? Tier 3 Oculus. That is doesn't tell you on here. This was probably made before, like this page was recent, but this probably links to a page that already existed. But yeah, they're not a lot of players right now are actually helping other players out by just hauling materials to their installations because they require lots and lots of stuff. Can you expand your colonization to multiple systems, or you're stuck in one? You can expand after you've fully claimed the system. So you can expand within that system, and then you can also pay the 25 million credits and get another system along the way. The thing is, you can't. It's my understanding there's a range limit. So you have to be within a certain range of a colonization ship port. Or at least you have to be within a certain range of another outpost, of another system with an outpost. Which I think is kind of bunk. I feel like you should be able to go thousands of light years out and place something down there. Instead, what it's more like you have these little tendrils kind of going out as people place things trying to get out to their end destination. So you got a lot of people who have multiple systems they've claimed, but they've only put the single port in each system just so that they could jump to the next system that they want to jump to and move on out. So it is what it is. I guess technically that's a little bit more realistic, but you know, it's a lot of effort to do that because the passive income you get from stations and stuff, from my understanding, is not particularly high. Like it still takes, like, you're not going to be rich off of building an outpost or anything. I don't think, unlike the fleet carrier, I don't think there's upkeep costs, at least. But yeah, you're not going to, maybe if you have a couple outposts, you'll make enough to offset the upkeep costs of your fleet carrier, maybe. Which can be, from what I read, the fleet carrier upkeep, depending on how much you have on your fleet carrier, could be like 25 million a month or whatever it is. So yeah. so no reason to own one unless you're super rich, like buying a yacht. You need it, but it's nice to have. You don't need it, but it's nice to have. Yeah. I mean, a lot of the people who are now, there's some mechanics around the colonization stuff that are kind of interesting. Like you can have like synergy between like industries and stuff. But most of the people who are doing the colonization have been playing the game for years and years, and it's something new to do, right? Like, I mean,
Lighting gear deployed.
you know, you get a game like this, and you've done everything else. Like, there comes a point where you're just doing it just because you want something new to do, and it's pretty cool to put down roots and stuff too, you know. I mean, I always like that in multiplayer games when you can kind of put down roots, and you have stations that you've named, and they become permanent parts of the game. Like every player coming into the game can see what you've put down and what you've done, and it also, everybody who helps you build the station, like there's a list of all the people who have helped contribute resources to the station that you've built. And so it's not only for you, but you can have other people can get their name on it as being like, oh, yeah, I helped that person build this station. Here's all the resources I contributed to it, kind of thing. So, there's some bragging rights there too, which isn't necessarily a bad thing in a multiplayer game, I don't know if this is far enough away, but I'm gonna try it.
Lighting gear deployed.
Where's that? Where's that thing at? Where did it go? Not over that way. Maybe over this way. I'm not losing my mind. I know I saw a biology blob around here somewhere. Oh, there it is over there. Wow. Did I get that far away from it? It's definitely one there. I didn't realize I flew that far away from it. Well, it's green. That's good. It's the last sample we need. For this, anyway. Go. And I think, there's only 4 biological things on here. I think we just got all 4, or did we get 3? I'll have to look. Let's see here. We might only be at 3. System map. So where are we at here? We're over here. Yeah, we got 3 out of 4. All right. Gotta go find this other thing. Which, if I remember, the one that was in small sections of the oops. The one that was in just small sections of the planet we've already got, so this other thing must be close by, I would imagine. Okay, we've already gotten. Just have to find it. Problem is, it's probably just one of those plants that all look the same. Could head towards the mountains over there and see if that's got some stuff. So it's over here. These are definitely the ones I've already gotten, right? These are all the tubus things I've already gotten. See, the problem is, and I don't know if there's a way to do this, but there's a... I hate to have to go back up into orbit just to see... Oh, wait, what's this? Just to see which one I've missed. So suck. Okay, that's probably... That might be the one I haven't gotten yet. No.
Landing gear deployed.
Let's just get out and scan it. It'll tell me when I scan it. Actually, you know what? It'll tell me... I should just look over here. Oh, I've already, yeah, looks like I've already gotten bacteria and tubus, and then what was the other one? I wish I knew what the other one was from this screen. That's not going to tell me. Because I up to this point, I usually like go back into orbit briefly and then look at my surface scanner. Tell me what I missed, but I really don't feel like it. I really just want to see if I run across it, whatever it is. Head this way and see if I see something different. Don't see anything there. Seen already, right? Head back to flatter terrain, I guess. I feel like I wish I had down or something. I feel like it was with a C or something. Yeah, it was something with a C. Seeing anything different yet. Hmm. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to go check the surface scanner, and the only way I know to do that is to head back up into orbit. Alright, let's go do that.
Cannot comply. Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Okay, and waiting for the surface scanner to not be out of range. There we go. Alright, so Bacterium all Tussock Frutexa Tubus Bacterium. Bacterium? Tubus Frutexa. So I guess it's the Frutexa stuff, which is what I had originally put on there. See something here. That was my original target goal in that area, and it doesn't look like I found it. Yeah, that was the one. I specifically targeted that area because it was the one that didn't show up the most on the planet, and I didn't find any. What does it look like? Oops. Oops, let's go crazy here. Come over here. Codex. This one, biological, Organic. Oh, it's these things. I could have passed by 1,000 of them and not realized. Okay, so it's basically like the ferns. Okay. So target this area down here, this bigger, wider area over there. I have no idea if I pronounced that thing right either. I'm just like, the fruity one. That one, that's the one I need. You know, Fruit Loops. The biological Fruit Loops.
Orbital flight engaged.
Okay. As I recall, though, those usually show up in the mountainous terrain. So I was probably right for looking at the mountains earlier, but we'll see. Let's get a little bit of space here. Okay, let's not go like that. Ouch. Well, we made it. Like I said, dude, it's rumors and innuendo that I've been having gravitational issues. That 85% on the hull there, it has nothing at all to do with my impatience. Nothing at all. It's everything is fine. We're all fine. The worst part of that is, like, that's eventually going to be the thing that gets me, right? It's like I'm going to get so impatient at some point, not even at some point, several points along the discovery route here, that I'm going to end up losing everything because I was just too darn impatient. It's almost inevitable. These are not the Fruity Pebbles. No, those are the tubular tuba things. Those are the tubacabras. Chupacabras. I need the other thing. Whatever that is. Let's supposed to be this whole wide area here. Oh, wait. Do we have over here? Is that just rocks? That might just be rocks. It, in fact, is just rocks. Damn it, Beavis. See if we can find what we are looking for. So yeah, other video game stuff. I believe next month is Doom: The Dark Ages, which I am immensely intrigued about. I just don't know if I'll get around to it. Like I've been meaning to get back around to like the new crop of Doom games at some point, because they actually do look kind of interesting, you know, having like the base of operations kind of thing. But I don't get as much enjoyment out of FPSs as I used to. So I may end up like doing them on like the easiest mode just to kind of get through them, get to the stuff that I do enjoy. But I'm also looking at that and going, probably not this year. There's so many things on the list. Like I just keep stacking up more and more RPGs on the list too. And a ton of action RPGs. And I still... Wait a second, was that something? No, it's like a scorch mark. That might be something there, though. Like, I still want to, I mean, I still have Spider-Man Miles Morales that I need to do. Haven't done. I would like to, at some point, do the Batman games. Because I've never played them. Speaking of the Xenoblade Chronicles that I was talking about earlier, like that looks like a game, like an RPG game. I mean, that's definitely one that I missed entirely growing up, but it's definitely, it seems like one that I want to try. Oh, and criminy sake, there is Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD remake is coming out in a couple months, I believe. And I still haven't done the Dragon Quest 3 HD remake, or it's like HDRD, or I don't know what they're calling it, but like the HD remake for those Pixel HD remake. Still haven't done that either, and I want to get back to that. I love the Dragon Quest games. I love Dragon Warrior, Dragon Quest games. And then I don't know, Dragon Quest 12 was announced, but I don't know if release date was ever made for it. I want to say the best we got was like it was going to be 2026, but I don't rightly remember at this point. So that's a thing. I mean, I loved 11. 11 was great. In fact, I ended up accidentally stopping my playthrough of it early because it turns out I thought I was done, but there was even more to the game than I realized. Like, there's a mechanic after you think you've finished the game, and I've debated, like, saved the game right at the end, and then I've debated going back and finishing it on stream. Like, I've played more on my own, but I saved the game earlier than that. And so I guess technically I didn't complete that game, even though I thought I had. I guess I could say I got one ending of it, but not the necessarily best ending. So there's that too. And I don't know how. I mean, that is probably another, like, I just to get to the one ending was like 80 hours. The next one, it's probably another, from what I could tell, another 30 hours on top of it, because it does like a time reset kind of thing. And it's a pretty significant time jump. So or time back jump, reverse time thing. So yeah, I don't know. It's like, do I revisit that and continue where I left off? Do I just mark it as done? I don't know. So many things. It's like, yeah. And then there was a kind of janky shooter game that I played many moons ago that I actually kind of liked, and I forget the name of it now. And I said at some point that I would come back to it, and I would like to do that too, because it was just like one of those things where it was jank as hell, but it still managed to be fun and interesting. I actually have a couple of those on the list. There was a demo for another game that was like a shooter like that I played that is not out yet, so I have time on that one. But that's another one I'd like to do. Man, this whole area was marked out as having this Fruit Loops in it, and I have not seen a damn blade of it anywhere. Like, what the ever-living hell here? Can't fly any lower. I'm at 4 meters above the ground, so it's got to be loaded in. Oh, hang on. Is that it over there? Nope. Not the right kind. Here. I thought I saw something there. I did not see something there. What I'm seeing is a whole lot of nothing. Whole lot of nothing. This is one of those moments where I wonder if it's loading in, but it's loading in after I've already passed by it. Because you can see, like, with some of these smaller ones over there, they're kind of late to load in. Let's go land for a second and see if I can use my scanner on foot and find something here.
Landing gear deployed.
If nothing else, it'll give this area a chance to fully load in. They are not. Those are blue, so I've already got those. Same with those. Wonder if there's something over here. No, those are all spoken for already. This one biological is being a real bastard to find. Always one troublemaker in the bunch. I'm surprised that like this whole area was highlighted blue and like I have not even run into even just one sign of it. I've seen things spread out a lot, but I've never seen it like be completely devoid. Huh. Alright, let's get in the ship and keep looking around a bit. Let's head off maybe in that direction and see if I can see something. My character sweats a lot. Just the sweatiest helmet. Ooh, wait a minute. Nope. I already got those. Not the ones. They look like the ones I'm looking for, but they are not it. Which is weird. Am I sure I'm still missing one? Because everything's showing up as being scanned around here. Yeah, they're still unidentified organic.
Landing gear retracted.
See what we see here. Oh, as I hit the mic. Stretch my legs a little bit. I have not watched a TV series of any kind for a very long time, and I really have a hankering for some sci-fi stuff. I mean, I'm waiting for, I think the new season of Strange New Worlds is coming. I don't. Is it this month? I don't know if it's this month or maybe it's already out. Maybe I've missed it. I don't know. I'm so out of touch with all that. But I really need some sci-fi in my veins. Because it's been a while, and I'm getting withdrawal symptoms. I guess you know what too. It's like I miss the hopeful sci-fi. I don't get enough of that anymore. We get a lot of the grim dark sci-fi stuff. You know. I miss the like everything's gonna be okay. Utopia is just around the corner. Sci-fi things. There's not many of them. I gotta see. I wonder if I have not been on X for ages. I gotta see if Michael Straczynski has a Blue Sky account, because I know he was at some point specking out and working on a Babylon 5 remake, but I don't know if he's made any progress with it, or if he's found a sponsor for it and all that stuff. I mean, I know it takes a while for all that to kind of fall into place, so no news is usually good news, but I need something a little more hopeful. I mean, I Babylon 5 wasn't necessarily happy-go-lucky, but it did have a lot of very positive human experience stuff in it too, kind of mixed in. Still more of that. Where is my fruity loop thingy? Where is the space weed? Need some space weed up in here. Give my right arm for some space weed to scan. You know what? It's like I just stopped for a moment and all of these just spawned in. I think there's just a problem where they're there, but I'm not seeing them. Means I have to go even slower, which is not really ideal either. See if it says these things have a particular area of a biome that they show up in. Photosynthetic. Small leaf structures protect them against extremely low temperatures and liquid loss in higher temperatures. Okay, so it doesn't really. Clonal colony range 150 meters. Oh, so these are like 150 meters. Whereas these are 800 meters. So I guess they all have different ranges then. Maybe that's what I was seeing. And this is 500 meters. 200 meters. I got you. Okay, so they're not all 500 meters apart. Is what it's saying. A lot of these are just 150 meters. So maybe that's what I was seeing instead. It doesn't say that there's any particular part of the terrain that you'd find them. This is a big plane here. Let's just get out and look around again. See if I see anything.
Landing gear deployed.
I hate to say screw it and just move on to the next. Well, I found the landing computer, we're like in the middle of a ginormous flat plane and it's struggling like a dickens to land. All those I've had. There's a giant field of these. I'm telling none of them are. I think I've scanned all of these already. Literally going on for miles here and I can't find what I need. feel like the game is trolling me at this point. It's just like, haha, you want this one thing? We're going to give you all of the thing you don't need. We're going to give you so much of it, you're going to wonder why you bothered even trying any other part of the planet. Googly moogly, it's almost... It's 11:15. Where did the time go? I'm going to be on for a little bit longer. Probably till midnight. My time. But yeah, that's, I realize how much time it already progressed. See a whole lot of nothing here. And I hope they figure out what this stuttering is. Because it's... Apparently everybody's getting this stuttering in game. And it's like every... It's like 5 minutes after, 15 minutes after, 45 minutes after. You know, it's like there's some kind of job or something running on their servers that's causing network lag for everybody. Whole lot of nothing here. Cannot for the life of me find this one plant that they want me to find. And it's a photosynthetic plant, so you would think it would be on the lighter side of the planet, not on the dark side. Oh, my astronaut is not allergic to space pollen, because this would be a field and a half to go through. Helmet or no helmet. Okay. Some water here. Good. That's some good stuff.
Landing gear retracted.
Let's plunge forward.
When you love someone, you've got to trust them. There's no other way. You've got to give them the key to everything that's yours. Otherwise, what's the point?
All right. Yeah, certainly had a run on one thing here. Not much else. Watch this be a color that so perfectly blends in with the background that I've been just passing over it this whole time and not realizing it. either. I saw something over there. I might just straight up abandon this. I hate to do it because I do want to see like how much money I could pull in for just doing all the biology along the way. But I can't find this. I can't find it. Oops. Getting a little too close to the ground. Seems everything else. To look here, looking all over the place. Is that one over there? Think so. Yeah, it's all the same thing. Damn. Let's go back up into orbit again and see if I can reposition somewhere.
Cannot comply. Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2,
Literally says this entire place has it. And it's a big damn liar. Here. Which might be exactly where we were in the first place. I don't know. Actually, let's try for that spot right there, that lighter blue spot. Again, I don't think it matters, but let's just go for it. Scour this little mountain range here. See if we have better luck. Something in front of me. Nope. Seeing ghosts now. Um, damn thing is. I can... Oh, that's annoying. I really want to find it. For the life of me, find this. Either. Alright. I'm just gonna have to... I hate to do it, but I have to get up on the exploration of this. Getting that last one there, it's driving me insane. Because I just cannot find it. So, oh well. Oh well. Let's move on to the next
Cannot
there.
comply. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage.
Okay. Let's go here and galaxy map. 278 jumps is what we have ahead of us. And let's see if I can zoom out here. So you can see I'm trying to get up into this, I'm trying to get out of this sector and into this one up here, which when I look at the stars in it, it doesn't seem like too many people have explored this area because there's not that many stars on the there's not that many stars on the which one is it? In the star map, in the in-game star map. So that tells me that no one has really searched yet. But it's still going to take me a while to get there. Why is what the hell is going on here? There we go. Like, why did it not lock my destination?
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scooping.
Go. 36 bodies discovered in this system.
Fuel scooping complete.
A lot of systems here, a lot of planets here, I mean. Find this. Yeah, there we go. This is probably going to be around this gas giant. Rest of these. Okay. Scan those.
System scan complete.
Awesome. Away from the star a bit, and then let's go see what we can see in the system map. There's a lot of planets, a couple landable ones, but I'm not seeing any that look like the type that would support biological life. So I guess we'll move on then. Yeah. Alright, fine. Let's move on.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. complete.
Oop. Nothing here but us 2 stars.
Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scooping.
Alright, and let the fuel scoop happen. Do that. Take care of some of this.
Fuel scooping complete. System scan
Yep.
complete.
100%. What are we at with biological things in the system? Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, it looks like here. Potentially. So what do you have? You've got 1 biological. You've got 2. You've got 2. You've got 1. Alright, well, let's go with the... I mean, the ones that are just 1 biological, you know, are pretty much almost always just bacteria, so... might as well just knock them off the list. Well, I mean, not knock them off the list, but might as well just take care of them. Alright, let's just let this do its thing. Oh, the other thing that would have been nice would have been to put a enhanced automatic pilot on here to, so I wouldn't have to sit here and monitor the time and all that stuff. But whatever. There's only so much you can fit on an Explorer as it is. That's the other reason why I'd like to go up to an Anaconda. I mean, even though it's harder to deal with it on land, it's I can put all the amenities on it. I can put all the automatic pilots on it that I can shake a stick at. Without sacrificing cargo space and other things. Still says the surface scanner's out of range. It must be a really tiny planet. There we go. Yeah, 2 probes. Let's do... Oh yeah, it is super tiny. Let's see what we get here. Are we efficient or not?
Surface scanned by 50%.
Yep, there we go.
Surface scan complete.
Efficiency target bonus. Nice. Okay, and then the whole flipping planet is bacteria potential, so. Alright. Let's go land, and let's hope it's one of those easy to spot ones and not difficult to spot ones.
Orbital flight engaged. Double back a little bit towards the light. Okay, and see what we got here. That a patch? No, it would be highlighting by now with that word patch. I'm getting a feeling this is going to be a really hard to spot one. Got going on.
Find one patch of it, we'll know what we're up against here. That's not it. Let's oh, there we go. There's one. Okay, so it's green. Okay. This is going to be somewhat difficult, but not, probably not impossible. I think I see another one off in the distance there even.
Landing gear
Like in
deployed.
these grayer areas. Land it right on top of it. First footfall as well. I think it's over here. I saw it. There's another patch. Further up there, I think. It's not been a patch after all that I saw there. Huh. It's gonna be probably a little more spread out than I initially thought. Over there, okay. We'll have to spot them from the air. open area there. Do is try to stick to these like darker shaded areas, or I'll have a better luck trying to spot these. Running around for bacteria in general is more of a pain in the neck than any of the other biologicals. Also, it, you know, is the most plentiful.
Landing gear retracted.
Or it is the most encountered, I should say, not the most plentiful. Let's see. We are looking for what is essentially space vomit in a haystack. Wait a minute. Is that something? There we go. That'll be number 2. Need one more.
Landing gear deployed.
it's back here. Okay. Alright, that's 2 of 3. See another one close by. Not really. Alright, in we go.
Landing gear retracted.
Something over there. Is that a rock dropping? It's just rocks. This is where it gets very tricky. Trying to spot what is ground detail and what is not. Is that it right there? Oh, my scanner's not highlighting. Okay. See anything over there? Wait, that looks promising. No. And no. Irony is I've probably run across 50 of them by now. And I couldn't tell. I see. Let's go on over here. This big stretch there. Trying to see if my cursor changes at some point, because there's a little bit of a bug where you don't see the proper crosshairs for your composition scanner, but then they'll crop up as soon as they highlight, and they only highlight when you roll over something that can be scanned. So that inadvertently helps out when trying to find stuff around. Potentially go out on the ground and use my scanner as well. I'm having a hard time here. A little bit further. Over to that larger clearing there. Is there something in this thing here? Let's go over this way. Might land and then use the hand scanner to try to ping out a little bit. See if I get hit on something. There. On land. Yeah, let's go to land here. And I'll ping
Landing gear deployed.
the area and see if we can see something. Would be funny if after all that I landed right on top of one. See anything fluorescing green? anything. Hmm. This is a thing. Those are both 11 and 10 kilometers away. The ones we got earlier. So maybe I need to just turn around and head back that way and okay. Around here. Don't see anything, any sign of anything. Oh, but lament at having just one more to do here. And not being able to find it.
aboard there.
Landing gear retracted.
Stuttering again. Right on time, too. Hmm. Let's see anything over here. Keep right-clicking, it keeps deploying my hard points. Oh, wait, is that something? Like it was for a minute.
I'm just batting 1,000 right now. Not a damn thing. Oh, there we go. There's one. What do we need?
Landing gear deployed.
It took a lot longer than I anticipated it would. There we go. And the monkey presses the button, the scanner button. And I believe that means we are done with this planet. Yeah, just one biological and found it. Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to end the stream here because it's getting late and I want to relax for a little bit. I'll be back tomorrow and we'll have probably a little bit longer stream tomorrow, and we'll be doing more of this, just exploring and collecting biological samples. So that's where we're at, my friends. That's what's coming up. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Hope everyone has an excellent morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what it is for you, and hope to see you back here again in the future for some more stuff that happens to suit your fancy. Until then, see you, bye.
Kokainom.